And we begin tonight with the latest on a deadly mass shooting outside of a Cinco de Mayo celebration in Glendale last night. More than 24 hours after the chaotic incident, police are still looking for suspects. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us. For 12 News at 10, I'm Kariba Devine.
And I'm Troy Hayden. Marks off tonight. 3 people were killed in that shooting and 5 more injured. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra in Glendale tonight with how the community is responding to this tragic event.
Downtown Glendale is quiet now, but last night families were sent running for safety after a gunfight broke out in front of this concert venue. Those same families returning to the area today to pay their respects, leaving these candles for the 3 men killed in that shooting.
Windshield.
A proud car owner counts at least 4 bullet holes on his blue Blazer.
In the top, one right here.
He was showing it off at a car show outside of El Camarón Gigante Sunday night when a disagreement between 2 patrons turned deadly.
Bullets flying and people getting shot.
Glendale police say 3 people were killed and 5 more hurt after a fight between 2 groups of people escalated into a gunfight in the parking lot of the venue.
Everything happened so fast, I can't even remember what happened.
Among the victims are 21-year-old Milo Suniga.
He gained his wings way too early.
And 2 brothers, 17-year-old Damian Sproul and 21-year-old Christopher Sproul. Friends of Suniga returned to the scene telling me the initial disagreement was over a piece of jewelry.
The good person he is, he stepped in between and trying to defend the person, and he lost his life because of that.
In the past year, Glendale police have been called to El Camarón Gigante approximately 30 times. 5 of those were for reports of some kind of violence. The restaurant sits 1 block away from the police headquarters.
We are grateful for the fact that our officers were on the scene and had this under control within 3 minutes.
El Camarón Gigante was closed on Monday and couldn't be reached by phone. OASA, who hosted the event, shared a statement on social media saying in part their organization was built to be a safe haven. That safety was taken away last night, and the moment has them shaken to their core.
It's scary. It's unfortunate that people can come together, want to have a good time, and you have this type of events take place.
Detectives are still working to figure out who's involved in this shooting, but they say there is no threat to the community because it was an isolated incident. They're asking anyone who has information or video from last night to share that with detectives. You can call the non-emergency police line. You can also remain anonymous. In Glendale, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.
Gabriela, thank you. A couple of rainy days across our state, and look at what's happening at Arizona Snow Bowl tonight. Yeah, snowflakes coming down. In fact, Snow Bowl's open this weekend and next weekend if you want to get in a couple of more runs here as we head into mid-May. How about that? But Chris Dunn, boy, things are going to change in a hurry for us. Like you said, weather whiplash early on. That's a good description.
Yeah, well, in this storm, it's so unusually, unseasonably strong and unseasonably cold that we dropped off, and we're going to pop right back up into the heat once this thing clears out. But it's still with us. The area of low pressure that was sitting right on top of Phoenix this morning, it is now tracked up here to northeastern Arizona. So we're on the back side of things. You can see these batches of rain are following that flow coming in from the north and the northwest through the valley. Well, the valley right now is rain-free, but we will see more of that rain start to fill in as we go through the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning. This is the Valley Futurecast. We'll stop the clock here at 3 a.m. Seeing hints of rain to the north and down to the south, but I do think there is going to be one little round for a short duration for tomorrow morning. And then by 1 p.m., everything kind of shuts off, and then we totally clear out by tomorrow afternoon. So how much more rain are we talking about? Well, on average, anywhere from a trace to maybe a tenth of an inch, possibly a little bit more than that in some isolated spots. But if you get a tenth of an inch of rain out of this one, consider yourself lucky. Overnight and tomorrow morning, that is the main weather impact from this. Rain showers, and you might want to keep that umbrella handy, at least through tomorrow morning's commute. I will have a closer look at how much rain has fallen so far today and that weather whiplash and the climb back up to possibly 100 plus. That's coming up.
All right, Chris, thank you. Happening right now, the highway that serves as the main route between Phoenix and Las Vegas is closed in both directions. ADOT says that US 93 is shut down right now between I-40 and State Route 71 due to a crash involving 3 commercial vehicles. It's still unclear if anyone was injured. Officials say that they aren't sure when the highway will reopen and add that drivers should expect delays.
A 3-year-old little girl who was shot by her own father last week in Surprise has now died. Shooting happened last Thursday in the area of 138th Avenue and Bell Road. And when police and a SWAT team got to that scene, they heard a gunshot come from that home. They went inside and they found that 3-year-old girl with that gunshot wound. She was rushed to the hospital. She did not survive. Her father, Darius Mashevsky, is now facing murder charges and is being held on a $1 million bond.
Developing tonight in Chandler, police are still searching for the person responsible for setting a home on fire. It happened yesterday morning, leaving a family of 6 without a place to live. But tonight we are speaking with the homeowner who claims that he knows who is behind this. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly is joining us live at the charred home near Guadalupe and Arizona Avenue. And Chase, what is the latest on this investigation?
Well, Creepy, I actually just got off the phone with Chandler Police about an hour and a half ago, and they told me that they do have a person of interest that they are searching for at this time. But when we spoke with the homeowner earlier today, he told me he believes the person responsible for this is a disgruntled worker and longtime family friend who he also says last summer at the same property, he also set this area on fire.
My voice is all scratched up and everything from all the smoke.
Wearing the same clothes he had on when his house caught fire,
Everyone was screaming.
Josh Steele is thankful he and his family are okay.
Everyone's safe, and I haven't really thought too much beyond that.
For 6 years, Steele has lived here with his daughters. On Sunday morning, he was woken up to the sounds of his girls screaming and smoke filling up the house.
Through the smoke and the flames, and I was trying to put the fire out. I emptied the fire extinguisher on one part of the door, and when I opened the back door, it just sort of exploded.
His home is a total loss. Police are now investigating this as arson. While they haven't given out much information on who is behind this, Steele and even his neighbors say they know who is responsible. In fact, neighbors and Steele's ex-wife, who also lives here, say they saw him right before the house went up in flames.
He was a family friend of my wife's family for 25 years.
We aren't releasing his name because the man hasn't been charged, but Steele says he used to work for his father-in-law. When he died, Steele says he gave the man a job, a car, and allowed him to live here with his family.
Well, he has some mental health issues that just became really increasingly unpredictable and dangerous. And so at the time, my wife said, I can't live with him here, with the kids here, so he's got to go.
Then he said last summer, that man came back and lit his backyard on fire.
He just spewed it with gasoline and torched it.
According to online court records in 2024, that man was charged with arson and sentenced. Steele believes he came back to finish the job.
It's just been really unfortunate.
While he and his family wait for the person responsible to be caught, they are just trying to move forward with what they have left.
It's going to be a long road for recovery. I'm just grateful for all the friends and family and the community we have around us.
Steele and his family are also grateful to firefighters and police. As you can see, they placed this sign just right outside the home. We also learned that there is a GoFundMe set up for the family. If you wish to donate, you can find that link on our website, 12news.com. For now, we're live in Chandler tonight. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
All right, Chase, thank you. Very lucky everybody made it out of that house. The trial of a man accused of being one of the worst serial killers in our state's history gets underway today. Cleophas Cooksey Jr., charged with 8 murders over a period of just 3 weeks back in 2017. He's also charged with armed robbery, kidnapping, sexual assault. It's going to be a complex trial since each individual case will be discussed in depth. But the prosecutor told the jury today the case is about much more than specifics from each crime scene.
The focus of this trial is one of those classic whodunits. And the evidence will show the person who done it, if you will, is this individual over here, the defendant, Cleophas Emmanuel Cooksey.
If you think you have a murderer, then it's a lot easier to suspect him of doing other murderers, okay? And the investigation becomes biased.
Prosecutors are looking for the death penalty in the case. The trial is expected to last up to 9 months.
Tomorrow, Scottsdale will vote on how much money to spend in a fight against taser maker Axon. Governor Katie Hobbs signed a bill that clears the way for Axon's new billion-dollar headquarters in North Scottsdale by canceling a citywide vote on the project. Tomorrow, the City Council will decide whether to spend $200,000 over the next 2 months on an attorney who will explore the city's legal options.
The city of Phoenix is no longer accepting applications for the police chief opening they have. Today was the final day for that. Former interim chief Michael Sullivan resigned and withdrew his name from consideration last month. He originally was one of the finalists here. So the city expects to start all over, conducting interviews early next month before hosting another candidate forum that's open to the public on June 16th. The city is then expected to officially name their new chief sometime in July.
Still ahead, how state leaders are honoring members of law enforcement who gave their lives in the line of duty. Plus, way